Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm in the car again, so excuse my looking a little distracted. If this is the first time you've joined me here, my name is Sylvia Smith of Incline Training Consultants Limited, and I generally come on here to share some thoughts, share some life lessons, and generally just sort of keep you up to date, keep accountable for my progress. Let me tell you, this is the third time I'm attempting to create this vlog and this content. Yesterday I was in the car around about this time and I tried to create a vlog on my way to the station. If you're wondering, I'm actually recording from Hayes, Middlesex, which is on the outskirts of London. Anyway, I had some problems because I believe my phone is really full because I bought some more memory from Apple, and what they did was then download about 5,000 pictures that I have onto my phone, my device, which of course slowed it up, and I couldn't create any audio, I couldn't create any visual. So okay, fair enough. When I got on the train, I spent time manually deleting photos from my gallery, and because I have a Google Pics account which is supposed to automatically take any duplicate any photos that I take, so they're stored there, and which then means I can actually delete photos as I go along. If I want to download anything, or if I want to look at anything that I've taken in the past, I can go to Google Pics. So I really don't understand why Apple and the iCloud and goodness knows whatever it is also had to download all these pictures to my device. I just assumed it would work in the same way as Google Pics, and I assumed that it would just automatically give me more space because my phone is slowing down. So that was attempt one. Then when I got home, on my way home yesterday, I got into the car from the station and recorded what I thought was a pretty lively piece of content around the topics that I'm going to briefly chat about here. And then when I tried to upload the vlog I'd made yesterday evening, I somehow deleted it. So goodness knows what happened there. And I was about to edit it actually because it was a bit too long. So here goes attempt number 3 to show that the technical aspects of this vlogging and creating video content and so on can be so frustrating. I was watching a fellow vlogger last night who set up a really nice studio, and he had all the visuals and everything sorted out, but the sound wasn't working. So thankfully it was his maiden voyage, if you like, and I was sort of trying to watch and listen to what he was offering, and it just wasn't coming together in terms of the sound. So I sort of tried to give him some feedback on the fly as I was listening to him and watching him, and he obviously has to go away and try and sort out some of those blips, or glitches rather, because it was a glitch with the sound. So there's always something, and that's the thing about technology. as much as I love playing with it, I love gadgets, I love toys in that sense, it can be frustrating, especially when you see the limits of your knowledge. Anyhow, that aside, that's technical stuff which will no doubt continue to create learning curves for all of us who are in this space, and you learn as you go along. Essentially, there's no way that you're going to kind of get it all, or know it all rather. What I wanted to talk about briefly was motivation. Okay, so let's talk about motivation. And what I was saying yesterday, and by the way, happy birthday to my sister Sandra. It was her birthday yesterday. We had a jolly nice evening at her place. So happy birthday, sis. Motivation. I got up yesterday morning and began to think to myself, why on earth has my motivation gone awry? My motivation, I started the year, I didn't actually start the year, these insights kind of like trickled down to me in February, where I'd made the commitment to track my food consumption. So I have a nice notebook that my nieces gave me for Christmas. It has a lovely cover and everything. I'll show it to you. I'll put a picture in this footage of that lovely notebook. And I was going to use it I had been using it for tracking my food consumption, along with a number of other things. I was also going to keep a note of the books that I'd read and any thoughts that I'd had about the book that I'd read. And I'm, those of you who know me know that I'm kind of partial to audiobooks. So that was all going to be really interesting, just to kind of keep a note of the books I'd read. So it was going to be about the books I'd read, my food consumption, keeping a daily log of that, with the aim of being more mindful, and also any other thoughts and inspirations that I kind of picked up along the way. I do a lot of traveling in my work, and there are lots of opportunities for just reflecting and sometimes having some great insights. Well, I'd started well enough in February, and then I noticed that around about the time I was about to go away, I've been to Florida, but around about that time, and I went to Florida in May, late May in fact, but around about the time I began to sort of do more sort of preparations for that trip, I seemed to sort of drop off in terms of the sort of journaling and tracking commitment that I'd made. I also dropped off in terms of my exercise, and I enjoy walking. I enjoy it more than going to the gym because it just feels a lot better. So I dropped off with that as well, and not as I was thinking yesterday, I'm not quite sure why, and I began to be a little mindless in terms of eating, and I suspect it's partly to do with running around and perhaps not planning what I eat, not thinking about it too much, looking for sort of energy boosters, going to bed too late, and consequently feeling quite, my energy levels dipping during the day, and then that leads me to eat on the run and not eat very healthily. So things were again becoming difficult, or a little chaotic as far as my eating and so on was concerned. So I have looked at that, and I looked at that yesterday, and I thought, you know what, I need to resume what I'd started. I can't even tell you what motivated me, but I just kind of got up and thought, I've just got to get this thing back under control, and commit to what I say I was going to do. You know, there are other things in my life that are sort of going well. You may have heard me talk about the fact that I managed to secure a part-time teaching role, which I think is going to be brilliant. And generally, you know, in terms of things like my personal debt and so on, I'm kind of really attacking that and making good progress with that. So there are other things that are going really well. And then thankfully, you know, family members have secured work, and you know, all these kind of things are going well. But this self-care, well, my self-care seems to have gone awry again. So, as I say, thankfully I've kind of become more aware of that, or I've become aware of it, and I'm resuming my journaling. I'm going on a long train trip now, so I'm going to review my notebook and you know, reinstate the practice that I stated I was going to commit to. But it's just something, isn't it, really, when you think about motivation and the things you know, things like New Year's resolutions and those kind of things that you say you're going to commit to, and you know, as time progresses, you just kind of lose it. So if you've had any similar experiences, or you're going through a similar funk yourself, please do leave your comments in the comment box below. Let me share your experience. Can't see it. Share your experience. Let me know how you managed it. Let me know how you managed it, and if you haven't already done so, please click the red notification bell below, and you will then receive all posts as they come out, i.e. whenever I create a vlog, you'll be notified. Sorry that I'm very distracted, but I'm actually running late. So have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll catch up with you later. Peace.